Okay. Um, so I just wanted to upload a review of one of my games because a lot of my friends like how I play, and so I just wanted to kind of show a more in-depth uh, game. So the game that I picked does have an inter in it, and so it's kind of showing how you can still carry even if you do have an inter, as long as you're playing properly and have good wave control. Um, the runes we take are Grasp of the Undying, Mana Flow, Scorch, Demolish, Second Wind, and Revitalize. We take Second Wind and Revitalize because it's a Malphite. We took Mana Flow and Scorch because we're Fiora and we like to harass. Grasp because I prefer the poke Fiora build rather than the all-in PTA Fiora. So thankfully, in that, when Malphite queued me over here, it reset my Grasp cooldown, so when he poked his head back, I could get a third Grasp proc on him. Every Grasp proc is worth something like, I believe, 26 gold for melee, so I just made quite a bit of gold off Malphite there, in terms of actual value of stats. So the Master Yi, I believe, I don't actually know what entirely happens here. He decides to just start inting. I have no idea. We're gonna times 2 speed this. So when we get to lane, one thing we did notice is Malphite did not go back. This is really good for me because I took Ignite, which means that Malphite is going to have to use his teleport. He won't have a summoner spell, and I'll have Ignite. So this is extremely good for me. If you do ever have a bad trade like that, here, we can go more in depth into what happened here. So what happened here is I hit level 2. I took W level 2 because of the slow. It also does 80 magic damage. I flash auto ignite him here and he flashes, but it's too late. My auto's already connecting through the buffer, and so after he flashes, he still gets hit. Luckily, since I'm Fiora, he doesn't really have to teleport here because Fiora can't wave clear at all. So I don't actually blame him for not teleporting here. I can't really do much about that. I do miss the cannon minion there. At these times when you only have temporary minions left, you kind of want to look around the map and kind of see what everyone's doing. So we have no vision of Shaco, but we know he started bot side. We also know he has 12 CS, and so that means there's 3 camps killed. When he has 12 CS, the reason we know that's 3 camps, well now it's 4 camps, is because every camp is worth 4 minions score on this. The Orianna, unfortunately, is getting inted by the heal smite Yi. We also have an enemy Ashe that took smite and didn't take items, so I have no idea what's even going on in this game. This game is based on my account that's leveling up. I believe the highest rank in my game here, even though my account is only 26, is either silver or gold. I think this Yasuo is gold, if I remember right. So we want to see if we can hold a freeze here, if we can. But it's really hard for Fiora to do it with this stacked of a minion wave because she's going to lose a lot of health. You can see I lose about 150, 140 health there. But that's kind of okay to me because every time I get a vital proc with Grasp, it should heal me roughly about 50 health. So I'm trying to clear the wave a bit, or trim it down, so that I can hold a better freeze. And whenever that vital procs, I also want to snag that. Yeah, you can see I healed 48 there. Both of us slow each other's auto attacks, so these fights get kind of messy with how they're played. Now, if I moved a little bit better there, if I moved down a bit earlier, I could have got that last vital proc. He did live on a 50-50. If that vital proc on the left, I think I actually could have walked towards him and got that easier. But that's entirely my fault. I could have played that a little bit better. So Malphite is supposed to win this matchup, weirdly enough. I've never been too uncomfortable with it. You can see me W him there. Because he auto-attacked me, the minions are hitting him, and that's when I get the grass proc up, and I can just go kill him with my E. So at this point, when you're doing farming like this, and there's only a few minions around, you can kind of look around and see what's going on. Like right now, we can see that the Yasuo is very significantly ahead of the Orianna, and if we hit this, we can see he's actually 1,300 gold ahead, which is actually close to what I am ahead of the Malphite. So due to just controlling the wave and holding the freeze there for roughly about 3 minutes, I'm almost 30 CS ahead of the Malphite. And you can see that I'm about 1,300 gold ahead of him as well. So when I get back, I'm going to get Tiamat. I am a big fan of rushing Ravenous Hydra on Fiora rather than a Sheen item, because I think that she turns on when she gets the ability to push. I think without the ability to actually push, yeah, she can 1v1 you, but she can't really control much. She can't punish you if you leave or anything like that. You could just not fight her. As we can see, the Yi is just coming in to go die again. Yeah. So that's a fun one there. But now that I have Tiamat, my laning should be a lot easier. It's a lot harder to hold a freeze, obviously, if you have a Tiamat. But as long as you keep enough minions, you should be able to hold a freeze. Now for this one, I think I autopilot a bit. I start getting rid of the freeze. The Shaco comes up topside, and I have already dodged his ult now. But it's looking really bad for me. As soon as I get out of there, I try to cut vision by walking around the tower, and then I walk a large U shape because I want to go get the plant, the healing plant, the, I don't know what you want to call these, the, I don't know, fruit. When I do see Shaco here, I Q over the wall. He decides to Q to follow me. That's a really bad idea. I don't walk far enough back to get a QW on his box. But regardless of that, I can still kill him. I'm standing within XP range, but I'm still standing in the heal because I want that heal. That's why I walked over to the corner there. So I was giving up the minions gold, but I was still getting the XP for them, which is the more important thing early on. Malphite decides to back here, so he would have to use his teleport because now I have Tiamat and I can actually punish this back timing. Before I couldn't, and now I can. He decides he didn't want to teleport, and so now he's in a very bad situation where there's a Fiora with Demolish hitting his tower. And you can see how that goes. So he ends up needing to teleport anyways at his second tower, but now he gave me 2 tower plates by holding onto that TP. So that was a very bad decision on his part. You can see now I'm almost 2,000 gold ahead of him. And that's largely from just wave control, but part of it is obviously the Shaco gave me that kill as well. And then the tower plates. All those add up. So as I'm going back to lane, you can just move back and hit Q, and you don't have to actually look at your champion in order to do it. Yi ran topside, decided to go die to my lane. That's whatever. It resets the Malphite's gold. He would have only been worth 240 because his gold goes down by about 30. I think it goes down by 30 the first time, and then it goes down by like 20 the second time. So there's not much I can do about that. So I decide that I'm going to push, because I want to start creating pressure on the map, and I can start actually pressing my lead by taking jungle camps. So I don't want to hold this freeze anymore or anything like that, but I want to start a slow push. And so now that's why I'm not really attacking the wave overly enough. He shouldn't have done that, because now the reason I start with a W there is I already missed the W on his ultimate, and I can get the W for the movement speed slow. That's a very important thing. If you already know you can't parry anything, use it for its utility. You shouldn't just be holding W on like that, because it is a very significant attack speed, and move speed slow. And so now, without teleport and without anything, him dying on my turn here like this is very bad. You can see that I'm deciding to take a lot of turret plates. I'm standing right here so that the minion wave will stop on me and they won't interrupt my minions hitting the tower. While we're doing that, we can always look around. We can see that bot side is doing mediocre. They're doing alright. I think the Malphite got tilted. I parry his Q so that it doesn't slow me, and I slow him instead. He's deciding to fight me. I don't know why, so he ends up dying here too. And because of his tilt here, now I'm almost 4,000 gold ahead of him. He made 2 mistakes and that cost him his whole lane. Well, actually, he only made 1 major mistake that originally cost him his whole lane, which was the holding on to teleport for an extremely long time. He shouldn't have done that. That ended up giving me almost a champion worth of gold. So I know that I'm very low mana, and I know he's back. And I can't like tower dive him or anything like that, but I really want the cannon, so I stick around for the cannon. I can't back in this bush because after he finishes that push, he's probably going to ward that bush, so I have to go over here. And if we watch him, we notice he does do that just to be able to stop my back. So if we look down in the bot lane here, we can see that Shaco is giving that free kill to Ashe, and he's just kind of ganking them. The Yi is 0-12 already. He's got 1 death a minute. I have started to build my Divine Sunder. I'm going Sunder this game because there is a Malphite, and I think Trinity Force doesn't work as well into Malphite due to the attack speed slow, as well as obviously the % damage. I'm in a very good spot to carry this game, as long as I can get that second tower there, just because of the tower gold that got raised. I don't want to chase Malphite because even if I QW that Q there and I don't get move speed slowed, he can still ult away if he really wants to. Also, I can't kill him before he gets another Q. So it's a large waste of my time, and it'd be giving up a minion wave to do it, which is why I don't do that. I do, however, want this tower very badly. And so now I start to kill the Malphite. But I get ganked by Shaco. I know this is a fake because of how much damage my Q did there. I did not expect the clone to die there. So what I end up doing here is I ended up having to W because I just needed to use my W. I'm kiting him because my Q is farther range than his auto attacks. But I couldn't use my W efficiently there, which was why I used it for the utility instead. Here, I know Shaco's back alive, so I decided to back off. Obviously, if I had vision of the whole map and I knew he was going bot side, I would have stayed. But at this point, because I've pushed them into inhib, I'm going to start looking at going to a different lane and trying to press a lead there instead. I noticed that Yasuo has destroyed our turret. I'm walking this way in case he decided to go into our jungle, which obviously he didn't. Now, the unfortunate part about games like this is player mentality. Obviously, our Yi is literally intentionally feeding. For some reason, the Malphite decides to teleport here, and I don't know why. But this ends up giving us an inhib. The cost of that decision was insane, especially when you know that we don't have a jungler, so there's no contestable smite. The reason I'm taking this camp instead of pushing this is I want this wave to come and stack with this one. If this wave is the only one that pushes, then there's a chance that if someone defends, they can just defend the whole thing and kill the wave. which I don't want. In this instance, if they killed the whole wave, the other wave would be very shortly behind. Which is why I decided to do that instead. Now I'm able to get the tower because they responded extremely slowly. I noticed that Yasuo is getting a little confident in himself. He's 11-0 because of my E. So he ends up getting killed. The Malphite, I don't even know. I guess he's tilted. I don't really know why he continued to fight me. He could have left. The Malphite is decidedly building Iceborne Gauntlet to slow me, I guess, but I don't think that's that drastic for me. So what I'm looking to buy now, especially with almost an 8,000 gold lead on Malphite there, because I'm at 11,000, he's at 3,700. What I'm looking to buy here is a Hull Breaker. Unfortunately, I can't back here or here just in case they leave there, so that's why I decided to back in this bush. And it was a good idea because the Shaco ended up coming this way. He would have been able to stop my back, which would have set me far back on tempo. At this point, you can see me pinging bot side. I'm telling the Ezreal, hey, I want to come bot because this is how I can get my gold to carry the game. I have 3 items. No one else on the map has 3 items. If we look at the gold count, I'm 3,000 gold ahead of Yasuo, even though he's 12-1. So that's why I want to push my lead in a different lane, because if I can make that lead even larger, that would really help me out. For some reason, this Ezreal doesn't leave yet, and he ends up, I don't know, walking in a circle and then coming back. He was pinged to leave the lane, also because I have Hull Breaker, so he's actually nerfing me by staying around, which is very bad. The Ashe doesn't realize how fed I am and decides to come behind us to flank. Ezreal takes that kill. You can see the little back step to avoid the Yasuo Q there. That was a spacing trap, or well, maybe not a trap, but that was just spacing. After getting that double kill there, the enemy team decided to surrender. What I would have done here is I would have pushed this tower into the inhib tower. Shaco wouldn't be able to stop both of us. I would have backed, I would have bought probably a Sterix Gauge here, and then that's when I would have started looking to push mid or team fight. And then slowly squeeze them out of their own jungle, and then that's how we would get our leads. So hopefully this explained some things that I do in lane. I will be uploading another video as well. Thank you.